Letsile Tebogo came into 2025 with fire in his eyes and a goal on his mind: dominate the 200 meters like never before. The 21-year-old from Botswana isn't just another name on the track. He's the reigning Olympic champion, the guy who took gold in Paris and set an African record while doing it. And yet, as the outdoor season kicked off, Tebogo found himself in a position no one expected: chasing, not leading. Now let's rewind a bit. Everyone knows Tebogo's sweet spot is the 200 meters. That's his event. That's where he thrives. But what most people didn't see coming was his strategy for 2025. He didn't just want to run fast. He wanted to fix one specific thing: his final 100 meters. That closing stretch that separates good from great. So what did he do? He went long. He entered a series of 400-meter races, yes, the full lap, to build up his strength and endurance. The idea? Push his body beyond his usual limits, so that when it's time for the 200, he'd have that last gear most sprinters dream about. On paper, it was genius. In reality, it turned into a bit of a reality check. His season started at the BAA Track and Field Series 2. It wasn't bad. He came in second in the men's 400 meters. Solid start, but not fireworks. Then came the ACNW League 6. Boom, a win. Momentum was building. But at the ASA Athletics Grand Prix 1, he found himself back in second place. Still no personal bests, still no major headline, just decent performances. Then came the real test, the 2025 Maury Plant Meet in Melbourne, Australia. This was supposed to be the race, the one where Tebogo was going to finally break his own 400-meter personal best of 44.29 seconds. That's what he told everyone at the pre-race press conference. Full of confidence, he made it clear: he wasn't just here to run, he was here to make a statement. But what happened on race day shocked everyone. Instead of running away with it, Tebogo got beat. Not by an American star or a European champion, but by his own countryman, Bayapo Ndori, a fellow Botswanan who came in as the fastest man in the lineup and proved it by taking the win with a time of 45.14 seconds. Tebogo, he finished second with 45.26. And just to rub it in, a third Botswanan sprinter, Lungo Scotch, came in third at 45.60, a full podium sweep for Botswana. Yes, but not the way Tebogo envisioned it. The irony? Even though he didn't win, it was still his season best, his best 400-meter time so far in 2025. But the look on his face told the full story. This wasn't the result he wanted. This wasn't the domination he expected. And now questions are flying. Did the 400-meter strategy backfire? Is he overtraining? Or is this just the grind that comes before the greatness? To be fair, this was Tebogo's last 400-meter race of the season, at least according to his current plan. So the real test lies ahead. The World Athletics Relays and the 2025 World Championships are on the horizon. These are the events where he'll need to peak, where he'll need to channel every ounce of that endurance training and deliver when it matters most. And let's not forget, he's not just a 200-meter specialist. Tebogo's also aiming to make noise in the 100 meters, which means his sprint finish needs to be tighter than ever. That's why every single race right now, whether he wins or not, is part of the big picture. He's not trying to win every meet. He's trying to win when it counts. He's also already locked in for some of the biggest Diamond League races this year: Suzhou, Xiamen, and Doha. These races are stacked. The best of the best will be there. It's where reputations are made and legends are tested. For Tebogo, it's the perfect stage to show that Melbourne was just a hiccup, and that the real fireworks are still coming. The thing with Letsile Tebogo, he doesn't panic. He learns. That race in Melbourne wasn't what he wanted, but it was exactly what he needed. Sometimes it's not about blowing the field away. Sometimes it's about facing pressure, adjusting your stride, testing your limits, and coming back smarter. And that's exactly what Tebogo is doing, because now, as he enters the most competitive stretch of his 2025 campaign, he's fine-tuned, humbled, and laser-focused. What people tend to forget is how young he still is: 21, already an Olympic gold medalist, already a record breaker, already seen as the face of African sprinting. And yet, he's still experimenting, still building his body, still shaping the version of himself that's going to dominate this decade. That's what makes his training choices so fascinating. Most sprinters stick to their lane. They play it safe. They don't want to mess with the formula. But Tebogo, he's different. Running those 400s wasn't just about endurance, it was about discomfort. It was about pushing past that wall at 250 meters when your lungs are screaming and your legs feel like they've turned to stone. That's the kind of pain you need to be comfortable with if you want to outkick the world's fastest. And trust this, the world is watching. Because while Tebogo's been busy testing his limits, his competition hasn't been sleeping. Guys like Arion Knighton, Andre de Grasse, Kenny Bednarek, they're all coming into the 2025 season with something to prove. The 200-meter field is absolutely stacked, and if Tebogo wants to repeat his Olympic glory, he's going to have to beat not just personal bests, but world-class sprinters who are just as hungry. That's why this next stretch of the season is so critical. With Diamond League meetings lined up, starting with Suzhou, then Xiamen, and Doha, Tebogo will go toe-to-toe with the very best. These races won't just test his speed, they'll test his patience, his race tactics, his confidence. Will he go out fast and try to hold, or will he conserve and unleash a kick with 50 meters to go? These decisions can define a season or derail one. But here's the difference. Tebogo's got the long game in mind. That race in Melbourne? Just data. Just another checkpoint on the way to greatness. And from what we've seen so far, he's responding like a champ. After the race, sources close to his camp said he wasn't shaken at all. Disappointed? Sure, but not discouraged. He knew what he did right, and he knew what he'd do differently next time. That's what makes him dangerous. Not just his speed, but his mindset. And let's not overlook the bigger picture here. Botswana is becoming a sprinting powerhouse. With Bayapo Ndori, Lungo Scotch, and of course, Tebogo himself, they're dominating podiums and turning heads worldwide. That Melbourne race wasn't just a win for Ndori, it was a statement that Botswana's depth is growing, that they're no longer just producing one-off talents, but building a system that breeds speed and success. For Tebogo, it's both a blessing and a challenge. Training with elite athletes pushes him harder, but it also means the expectations are sky high. Every race he runs now carries the weight of a nation behind it. And if that wasn't enough, he's now stepping into new territory, the relays. With the World Athletics Relays coming up soon, the question is, will we see Tebogo on anchor? His ability to close a race could be the difference between a podium finish and going home empty-handed. But the stakes are bigger than medals. These relays are also Olympic qualifiers. A strong showing there could set the tone for Botswana heading into 2026. And then, of course, there's the World Championships in Tokyo. This is where everything leads. Every 400-meter pain session, every disappointing second-place finish, every tweak to his mechanics, it all builds toward this moment. And with the 200-meter field looking more competitive than ever, Tebogo knows there's no margin for error. One false start, one misstep on the curve, one mistimed push. It could all be over. But if he gets it right, if all that training translates, and he brings the same fire we saw in Paris, then we could be watching the beginning of something truly special. Not just another win, not just another record, but the birth of a dynasty. Tebogo isn't running from the pressure. He's leaning into it. The losses, the setbacks, the second-place finishes, they're not failures, they're fuel. And if his season so far has shown us anything, it's that the storm is still coming. Let's just hope the world is ready for it.